Tonight calls for calm in our region over the latest variation of COVID-19. And the federal government confirms a national nuclear waste facility will be built near Kimber.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. Changes have been made to South Australia's management of international arrivals as the Omicron variant reaches Australia. Our local businesses and tourism sectors are also watching on to see how contagious it is.
A sense of déjà vu for people across the country. South Australians again on high alert, with borders being slammed shut to non-citizens from 9 African nations on Saturday. The state government tried to hold out the Omicron variant, which experts say is faster spreading but possibly not as deadly as the Delta variant.
Looking at the mildness of the symptoms that we are seeing, currently there is no reason for panicking as we don't see severely ill patients.
The news concerning for Spencer Golf businesses and tourism operators who have been preparing for new customers entering the state. Many feeling that further shutdowns would cripple the industry once again.
It's a little scary too. I think really we just got to open up and get on with it.
The tour guide company has been looking forward to a busy summer.
I'd say 90% of people are tourists that are coming into town.
The Commonwealth today trying to calm the situation, saying it has safeguards in place if the situation deteriorates. The Federal Health Minister asking Atagi to review how long it will take to get booster shots to Australia.
In relation to the Omicron variant, we will not hesitate to take additional steps if the medical evidence is that more are required.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
After a COVID-free weekend for the Far West Local Health District, just a single new case was recorded today. That person is a household contact in Menindee and was already in isolation. It brings the total number of active cases in the Far West to 17. 6 of those in Menindee, while 10 remain in Broken Hill. New South Wales has adopted a more measured approach to Omicron, with international arrivals who haven't come from Southern Africa to quarantine for just 72 hours. It's official. A 211-hectare block of land near Kimber will be the site of a new national nuclear waste facility. Local leaders hoping the controversial project will bring new jobs to the traditionally agricultural area.
After years of discussion, debate and division, Kimber residents now have an official answer about their town's future. The federal government formally confirming Napindi, 24 kilometres west of Kimber, will house the National Radioactive Waste Management Facility.
The Minister took numerous submissions, I think around about 30, since he announced his intention to nominate Kimber over 2 months ago.
The controversial project is expected to create 45 new jobs in a variety of fields such as security, administration and scientific services.
We don't want FIFO workers. And then in the longer term, there will be real opportunities for people in construction and associated industries.
However, the member for Grey admits potential class action lawsuits could hinder its progress, with traditional owners still fighting to stop the project. Despite those threats, Kimber's Mayor Dean Johnson is still pleased with the announcement.
To have Napindi officially recognised as the final siting for the National Radioactive Waste Management Facility is certainly an exciting development.
Construction is expected to begin within 4 years, with planning works to begin soon.
So they'll start to design the facility and also start applying for many of the licences that will need to be held for the facility.
Mark Zeta, 7 Spencer Golf News.
5 drivers in Broken Hill have had their licences suspended over the weekend after separate alleged offences. Police vowing to crack down on drivers who don't have a plan B and stop anyone who's under the influence from getting behind the wheel.
Anywhere, anytime. Broken Hill police hitting the streets in force over the weekend. Their findings worrying.
It's disappointing that people aren't adhering to the Plan B message. Over the weekend in Broken Hill, we had 6 people detected either through drug driving or drink driving.
The result of a concentrated effort to find those who don't have a plan B. Of those caught, police say 3 had illicit drugs in their system.
You can consume those drugs days earlier and they're still in your system. They're detected many days later and you're still committing an offence.
They had their licences suspended on the spot while further testing is completed.
When those analysis results come back, if they confirm that they did have an illicit substance in their system at the time of driving, they'll receive a court infringement notice to appear at Broken Hill Local Court.
Of the 3 accused drink drivers, police allege 2 were mid-range. They were fined and will also have to appear in court.
If you're going to be out and have a drink, so be it. Do it safely, do it wisely, but please do not drive. Make sure you've got a plan B. There are plenty of options in town.
Police say their efforts aren't only focused on roads around town, and some of the drivers were caught on our rural highways.
It says the message again, anytime, anywhere, you can be stopped, and for 6 people, they learnt that on the weekend.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A while, a man has lost his licence for 6 months after being caught driving almost double the speed limit in Cowell. Just after midday on Saturday, police were undertaking patrols on the Lincoln Highway when they detected a Honda sedan travelling 112 kilometres in a 60 zone. A 28-year-old was issued with a $1,814 fine, along with an immediate loss of licence. Meanwhile, a Mid-North man will face court after allegedly being caught drink driving on the York Peninsula over the weekend. Police stopped a car on Bay Road in Moonta Bay around 3 a.m. on Saturday. It's alleged he returned a reading of .113, with further checks revealing he only held a P licence. The 26-year-old was reported for numerous offences, lost his licence on the spot for 6 months, and had his car impounded for 28 days. Still to come tonight, the latest measure to deal with COVID arrives at the Port Augusta Hospital, and a new round of Dine and Discover vouchers released. Welcome back. With South Australia's borders open, the Flinders and Upper North Local Health Network is also changing how it manages COVID. New facilities will ensure patients can safely flow through Port Augusta Hospital. Edward McCarroll reports.
Port Augusta Hospital has welcomed the delivery of a portable hut, which will be used as part of their COVID-safe emergency department. The new structure will be used as a second location to assess and test patients who are at risk of COVID-19.
This is a 2-room portable building where we'll be able to bring patients to have that initial assessment with a nurse or a doctor, and we'll be able to test them and then determine the best and safest flow for them to come into our health service.
The new facility means the hospital will have 2 EDs at the ready. One for the general public and one for COVID-19 or suspected COVID-19 positive cases, if they arise.
It's a really important step as part of our COVID-19 preparation and planning, and it should be fully operational towards the end of next week.
This new building, along with the COVID-safe modifications in the main hospital, are being developed as a precaution in the event of a large-scale outbreak. Local patients will eventually be transferred to metropolitan hospitals for ongoing care.
Doesn't necessarily mean that we have COVID-19 in our community, but it is an important protective measure, a precautionary measure to make sure that our employees and our communities are protected.
The Health Network says despite the changes, it is important that all patients continue to enter via the main hospital entrance so they can be screened for COVID symptoms and other risk factors.
Broken Hill locals have been given $50 to spend on food and entertainment, with a second round of Dine and Discover vouchers released. While only 2 vouchers will be given this time, businesses are welcoming the injection.
They gave businesses a much-needed boost at the start of the year, and now locals can dine and discover all over again.
They certainly work very, very well, and we've seen lots of people come in and also attract a lot of visitors to the club as well, and a lot of visitors to Broken Hill that were using them in the local economies.
When the vouchers were first released in February, every adult was entitled to 2 dining and 2 entertainment vouchers, each worth $25. This time around, we'll only be given 1 of each, and they've already started arriving for some users.
So far since the second round has been in, I don't think it has been quite as popular just yet, so maybe it hasn't been advertised enough.
The state government says almost $276 million worth of vouchers have already been spent, and on average customers spend an extra $15 on top of what they're given.
And you just don't come to a pub or a club or a restaurant or a cafe and have a meal alone. You get a coffee or a soft drink.
But some believe the predominantly digital format means people will still miss out.
I think you'll find probably the older generation who aren't tech savvy and don't know how to redeem their vouchers. I probably think there's quite a few of those that haven't been used yet.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The Copper Coast Suicide Prevention Network put on a picnic in the park to encourage diversity and mental health support. The boy wonder from Berlin, Hans, stole the show by putting on a performance that had everyone laughing.
It's something we haven't seen in a while. Families out together at a picnic, enjoying hot food, stools, face painting and live music. The Copper Coast Suicide Prevention Network hosting the event to promote gender and sexual diversity while also encouraging support for mental health services.
It's very serious because our suicide rate in Australia is on the increase and men continue to be our greatest victims of suicide.
The picnic aiming to get everyone to relax and take a break from the stresses of everyday life.
Just the fact that we're in the open air, surrounded by trees, sitting on grass, that is a calming experience in itself.
There was something for everyone, with kids getting to clown around while there was a best dressed competition for teddies. Hans, the wonder boy from Berlin, stealing the show, giving everyone a much needed taste of singing, dancing and comical relief.
The last 2 years we haven't been able to perform as much as we wanted, so this is one of our first gigs back since the COVID, and I could not think of a better place to be than Port Pirie!
Resident celebrity Sal Caputo also taking to the stage for a dance-off.
I like to give people a bit of an escape from reality. I think that really helps with mental health, and hopefully that's what we've done today.
Locals hoping this is the first of many events over the summer. Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Golf News.
And if you or someone you know in the community needs help, support is available. Please call Lifeline on 13 11 14 for free and confidential advice over the phone 24 hours, 7 days a week. Stay with us after the break, while a music teacher wins a prestigious award. And we will take a look at the weekend's local cricket action. Teachers in Broken Hill will be among those to walk off the job next Tuesday as the Teachers Federation ramps up its campaign against the New South Wales government. It'll be the first time in around a decade where teachers across the state have stopped work. The union claiming there's been a failure to act on unsustainable workloads and uncompetitive salaries. Premier Dominic Pirie said the decision to strike is disappointing when many others have lost jobs during the pandemic. While a musician has been inducted into this year's South Australian Women's Honours Roll for her services in music education. Alison Hams's passion for teaching regional children has also won her another accolade in Adelaide.
2 awards to honour her work in music education right across the Upper Spencer Gulf. Whyalla musician Alison Hams has been named in this year's South Australian Women's Honours Roll, also winning Best Music Teacher at this year's South Australian Music Awards.
Being inducted onto the South Australian Women's Honour Roll, alongside all of those really inspiring women doing amazing things, I think for somebody coming from the country, I hope that that's an inspiration to other people.
The Honour Roll recognises women who go above and beyond as leaders and champions of change. Alison named alongside other women, including Senator Penny Wong and celebrity chef Maggie Beer.
It really is something that's so important for me to be a role model and a mentor to other young women coming through. Being inducted onto the Women's Honour Roll just goes to show that you can come from all walks of life.
Meanwhile, at the South Australian Music Awards the following evening, a panel of judges deemed her the Music Educator of the Year. She accepted the award in person at the Old Adelaide Jail. Miss Hams urging everyone to follow their dreams.
If you dream big, if you work hard, you can achieve anything. So to be named Best Music Educator coming here from the regions, I hope that people are really proud of that.
Mark Zita, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Turning to sport now, and as the cricket season approaches its halfway mark, the weekend's matches proved to be tightly contested throughout the region. Our reporter Henry Millich has this week's cricket wrap.
It was first versus second in Port Lincoln cricket on Saturday, with Charlton's unbeaten start to the season facing its toughest test. Charlton opening the batting, hoping to extend their unbeaten run. However, it was Southern Air who got the early jump. Will Charlton striking fast with 2 LBW wickets. Ryan Cottrell stepping up to the crease for Charlton, making an impressive 43 runs off 93 balls. However, opening batsman for Southern Air, Ben Smith, was far too strong with the bat. Smith went on to score 64 runs off 92 balls not out. Southern Air winning by a comfortable 5 wickets. At Ravendale Oval, the Waybacks were far too strong for Todd River, bowling them out for 62. Waybacks cruising to an 8-wicket win. Over in Broken Hill, it was Centrals who had the strong win over West. West making a total of 76 runs, with Centrals chasing the target down within 28 overs. In the other match, North are back on the winners list. Opening the batting, they made 188. In reply, huge tally from Star South batsman Matthew Reevil wasn't enough, scoring 49 off just 32 balls. North bowling South out for just 91 runs. In Upper North cricket, Whyalla defeated Port Augusta by 6 wickets on Saturday. However, in the second game, Port Pirie was strong for Whyalla, cruising to a 7 wickets win. In the Tumby Bay district, the Rovers beat the Ramblers by 8 wickets. The Ramblers opened the batting on Town Oval, but weren't able to get anything going, with William Nackenville taking the first 3 wickets. In reply, batsman Harry Denga getting the job done with 39 runs not out. Over in the other match, the Colts beat Lisbon by 75 runs at Motlach Park. The Colts bowlers too strong, dismissing Lisbon in just 29 overs. That's all for cricket this week. We'll be back tomorrow night for the rest of the region's sport.
Stay with us after the break. Year 12 exams officially over for another year. And we'll have the weather details with Alex Sykes. Hello again. The region's Year 12 students are one step closer to finishing their formal schooling education. The class of 2021 have reached the end of the SACE exam period today. Close to 3,000 country school students have sat at least one Stage 2 exam, with 13 subjects offering online assessments. Many of them undertaking exams in a foreign language, like Japanese, French and Turkish. Students will receive their official results on December 13. Time now for a look at the weather, and it's looking like the sunny conditions that occurred over the weekend across our region are set to continue. With all the details, it's good evening for the first time this week to Alex Sykes.
Thanks, John. That's right. It appears we are set to get a taste of summer this week with sunny and warm temperatures forecast right through till Friday. More detail on that in just a moment. Let's first take a closer look at today's conditions. From 3 p.m, Port Augusta was partly cloudy and 30, Port Lincoln was sunny and 24, and Coffin Bay was sunny and 22. Looking further out across the region now, Whyalla was mostly sunny and 29, Broken Hill and Clare were all 28 degrees. Port Pirie, Kadina and Cleve were 30. Cooper Pedy reached a max of 31 degrees. Taking a look at the satellite image now, mainly high cloud over central and eastern parts of South Australia, with a weak trough is not bringing any rain. Clear skies elsewhere under a weak ridge of high pressure and a dry air mass. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas around 1 metre, and south to southwesterly swell 1 metre. And a short time ago, there were no warnings current for South Australia. To tomorrow's temperatures now, Port Lincoln will be partly cloudy and 30 degrees, Cleve mostly sunny with a max of 34, Woodner a top of 36. Whyalla mostly sunny and 31, Port Augusta will be sunny and is set to reach 35 degrees, Kadina to reach 32. Mostly sunny in Port Pirie and 33, Clare will be 31 and Broken Hill will get to a high of 30 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, mostly sunny in Port Augusta with 35 on Wednesday. Port Lincoln with partly cloudy and 21, Whyalla at 28. It'll be sunny in Broken Hill and Cooper Pedy. To Thursday now, partly cloudy in Woodner with 30 degrees, Kadina to reach 26, Port Pirie 27 and mostly sunny in Broken Hill and a whopping 37 there. A look at Friday's forecast now, partly cloudy across the region, Cooper Pedy with a high of 35, 20 degrees in Port Lincoln. So not looking too bad at all, John, and that's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will return tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Until then, on behalf of the news team, enjoy your evening. Good night.